Peace and power, family. Is B from Unto Read back with week 2 of the Artist Way check-in. A day late because I started a day late this week, and that energy really carried on throughout the week. This was a difficult week for me, and I don't really think it was because the topic was identity. I think there was just a lot of emotional things coming up for me. Today is my great grandmother's 90th birthday. She is in heaven and has been since 2018. So, and my cycle's about to come on. So I feel like a combination and mixture, and I had a house guest. It was just a lot happening for me. And I think that goes to the third check-in question around anything significant that happened this week that kind of tells you about yourself and your journey. And I really think that when it comes to my creativity, when it comes to my art, when it comes to me being productive, me doing, I really would love to be in the best headspace. Like when I'm not where I need to be mentally and emotionally, I am not going to be where I need to be creatively. And there are ways that I can make sure that I am where I need to be. And I'm excited to practice that. I'm excited to recognize that, okay, we're not having the best week or we're not feeling our best. What are we going to do to make sure that we can still get done what we need to get done? Right? I think that a schedule is super helpful. Like on this day I'm gonna do this, on this day I'm gonna do this, and this day I'm gonna do this. That is actually really helpful for me. I like to think that I'm a free bird that likes to float and fly, but baby girl, you actually like structure. You actually need structure. So I highly recommend that for myself, and I'm gonna test it out with week 3, which is finding a sense of power, which I think is so ironic but not ironic. I don't know. As far as the morning pages go, 6 out of 7 days. I really don't remember. Ooh, I was being grown. I was being grown one of these nights. And that next morning, I did not write. I did not. So that is why. And one of the questions that she asked was like, how is the practice going? And honestly, y'all, I love morning pages. I love morning pages. I live and breathe and will die by morning pages. Okay, I highly recommend. And the crazy thing is that it is extremely easy for me now. And the reason why is because I've been doing morning pages since 2021. And I thought that sis meant front and back, and I might have told y'all this already, but I thought she meant that front and back of a piece of paper was just one page. She actually meant front, back, front as 3 pages. So I've reduced the amount that I needed to write for morning pages by 3 whole pages. You know what I'm saying? So it's mad easy. And the topic of conversation in this week's pages was definitely like staying positive, right? So like talking myself through some of the anxiety that I have around money and just relationships and so much that came up this week. But the general gist of all of my morning pages was just like, you got this. It's already here. Everything you need is inside. You never have to worry. You never have to stress. You are blessed. Like literally writing that over and over again. But a part of the task this week was to read the basic principles in the morning and at night. I didn't do that. I didn't. First of all, she didn't even really say the basic principles in the Audible book version. So when I Googled them, they were completely different from the rules of the road, which is what I thought it was. Either way, I didn't do it. Neither one of them. I didn't listen to the rules of the road. And I didn't do the basic principles. So I absolutely failed on that part. And I failed on writing the affirmations 3 times or 5 times each during my morning pages. Like I really was in the zone on what I wanted to say and what I needed to say on my morning pages. So them affirmations did not make their way into the morning pages, y'all. It did not. And that was absolutely a part of the task. Another major fail And it's so interesting. Like, I actually had a little bit of anxiety about talking about my failures, but it's not that I don't care, but it's just like I'm gonna do better. Like, I know it. So I'm gonna give myself grace. I'm not gonna put no pressure on myself. I'm not gonna beat myself up, because that's not what this is about. This is about what is this about? This is about being creative. It's about honoring the artist within me and giving myself what I need to succeed. And what I need is not to beat myself down and not to, talk junk about myself because I fail, or not to have no negative feelings because I fail. Failure is a part of the freaking process, yo. Making mistakes, being wrong, all of that is data so that I can do better next time. And I am absolutely walking in and believing that now. And this is proof because I would have not did this video in the past. I would have just been like, well, that was my attempt. Thanks for coming by. And now I'm just like, nah, fam, we're going to add that shit the next weekend. We're going to get it done, and it's going to get done eventually, and I'm not really worried about it. And if you think I'm a failure, forget you. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't perfect either. Nah, let me stop. But perfection is not the goal, and I know that for sure. My goal is not to be perfect. My goal is to be authentic. My goal is to be honest and true to myself, right? And with everything emotionally and mentally that I was navigating this week, I'm glad I did all the rest of the things, okay? But the other fail that I was talking about was like the other main thing that she wants you to do outside of morning pages, which is the artist way. Which is the artist date, right? Didn't do it. My artist date this week was supposed to be going to the park and not being on my phone for 2 hours. I did get the little notification that I spent an hour and 51 minutes less this week on my phone than I did the week before, which is something. But yeah, no, I didn't go to the park and just be at the park with nature and the sun and a good book and not get on Instagram. So we're gonna try that again this week, and we're gonna see what happens. And when I think about why I didn't do the artist date, I am not driving. My car was totaled on my grandmother's birthday, her first birthday in heaven. And I don't like traveling or depending on other people to get me places and get me back. And the bus system out here ain't the greatest. So I really have to plan when I want to go somewhere. And I didn't have it in me. I looked it up multiple times. What's the closest park? How long is it going to take me to walk there? How long does it take me on the bus to get there? And yeah, I was just like, I don't got it in me. So I'm hoping that this week I will make my way to somebody's park to do some type of work in the grass under the sun. But yeah, that's my check-in for this week. And come back tomorrow because I'm going to be talking about week 3, which is finding a sense of power, which is so on time and in alignment. I'm just so grateful. This is happening in divine timing, and I appreciate you supporting me along this journey. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. Love you.